So what do we have here? The Pixel 9 Pro XL, the latest offering from Google using the Tensor G4 4nm process, guys. We have here the Galaxy S23 Ultra 8 Gen 2, the legendary phone with a 10x optical zoom, way better in some areas than the latest offering from Samsung, the current offering from Samsung, the Galaxy S24 Ultra, Snapdragon 8 Gen 3, very powerful, yeah, but it's a furnace. You might check the video said it yesterday, how this compares to the Pixel, guys. In this video, I will have to do the inevitable, just run some benchmarks. We pretty much know how this is gonna turn out for the Pixel, guys, but nevertheless, some starting temperatures, and at the end of the day, we still have to do this just to understand how different the Tensor G4 is from the 8 Gen 2 and the 8 Gen 3, and by how different, I mean, yeah, how much less powerful is this. But before we start with all the nice benchmarks, I want to do something a little bit different. So I'm gonna load up CapCut here. So this is an HDR clip from LG. It's 4K HDR 60 FPS, all the goodies, right? I will try to import it on all these three phones and export it again just before I start the benchmark. So let me just try to add it in here. The first thing we're gonna see is how quick we are gonna compress it. I cannot import this element. What the hell is happening on the S23 Ultra? For some reason I'm not able to do so. I don't know why. Yeah, this is not good. Can import this element. 32% already on the S24 Ultra. You can see how quick this is compared to the Pixel 9 Pro XL at 27. So just compressing alone, it's showing the raw power. It's very sad that I'm not able to import it here. I don't know why. I did it so many times. Yeah, for a reason. This test is not valid for the 8 Gen 2. Would have been interesting to see where 8 Gen 2 is. For sure it would have been quicker than what we see on the Pixel. 80% here compressing on the S24 Ultra, 53% compressing on the Tensor G3, and for a reason, guys, I'm not able to do this on the S23 Ultra. Yeah, boom, we're already here, still at 63%. I'm gonna try to restart CapCut and try to re-import this again. Let's just see if we're gonna be able to do so. No, I cannot for sure. Sorry for this, but I do try to keep my videos in one shot where I can to avoid unnecessary edits and just to be a bit more authentic and genuine. We are still compressing it here. 100% the 8 Gen 2 would have been quicker at this, so you can just see it takes really like twice as much time on the Pixel compared to the S24 Ultra. All right, and just because we're here, guys, what we're gonna do, let's just click the export settings. Do we have the maximum settings? This is this here. 2K, 4K, high, 60 FPS, 2K, 4K, all right. 60 FPS, high. We are also going to be testing the compression, but before we do so, let's just see the temps. Already at 39.7 for the Pixel 9 Pro XL and 38 here. I'm going to press export and let's just see what is going to happen here. Exporting. OMG, like a boss. S24 Ultra, Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Gen 3. I'm not sure what word to use. Killing the Tensor, annihilating, obliterating, like you just put it in the comments, guys. Anyway, 100% here, 65% here. So it seems that the S24 Ultra is almost twice as fast. Now let's continue with 3D Mark, and this time I'm not going to use the Wildlife Extreme test. I'm going to use the Steel Nomad Lite, which is a cross-platform. It's a non-ray trace benchmark for lightweight computers, but high-end mobile devices. It will render at 1440p, scaled to the device screen. I'm using the highest available resolution everywhere, so we can check. This is the Steel Nomad Lite. If you press the unlimited, it's gonna render in a small window, giving even more accurate results. But right now, for your viewing pleasure, I'm gonna start 8 Gen 3, 8 Gen 2, Tensor G4, and yeah, let's just see how well the phone is gonna handle this. This time we do have also the 8 Gen 2 on board with us, the legendary Galaxy S23 Ultra. Right now, guys, if you want to get the best for your money, you might as well want to buy the S23 Ultra or the Google Pixel 8 Pro. Same camera setup. Of course, you're missing on some of the new things like the new 5X and the Ultra one, but then you're just going to give away like 400 to 450 euros. So test started here. The Pixel Tensor G4 is still loading. Yeah, this is going to get interesting, guys. Again, I was not in favor and I'm still in favor of doing this test. Why? Now, clearly, the Tensor G4 is inferior in terms of high performance under heavy load. Although, if you see the videos I did so far, you're gonna see that actually the Pixel 9 XL Pro is good in doing some things in parallel when multitasking and stuff like this, and it can operate at 50 Celsius, which is quite too high for the Samsung phones. They were just trying to close some of the windows that are open and just try to prevent, damaging the phone. And with this action, also increasing the longevity of it, because if you pay this top amount of the price, yeah, boom, S23 Ultra finished first. Go back to my point, if you pay this high amount of price, yeah, then it's most probably good for you to just keep the phone in a better shape for the next 2-3 years. So how much did we get here? 1094, 8.2, strong performer, guys. The average frame rate 8.11. You can see the performance gap between the A Gen 3 and Gen 2 is not so big, although of course no surprises here. The S24 Ultra wins it with an overall 1325. Here, I doubt that we're gonna have 1000, most probably 7 to 8, 900, something like this. I think we are very close to unveil the final result. Yep, I was right, guys. So 843. Okay, this is even lower compared to last year's Qualcomm Snapdragon chip, the flagship one, and this is the reality. Let's check some of the temps. 40 Celsius for the Pixel 9 XL Pro, 38.2 for the S23 Ultra, and a bit higher, 40 on the Galaxy. Now, if you just scroll down, you can see the average frame rate is lower. This is the reality, guys. This is it, and we can also check the statistics here. This is the battery and the frame rate, so you can just see the battery here dropped as well. S23 Ultra stable like a Bose. Frame rate from 5 to 11. Temperature 35 Celsius, here temperature 39 to 40. I upped this yesterday with plus 2 degrees Celsius using the Thermal Guardian. Thus we get higher results. Most probably we can crank this up a bit more, but this is the reality. Now, if you want to try to do the Solar Bay, yeah, it's not working because it seems somehow the Pixel doesn't yet support this. Your Samsung S24 Ultra is way too powerful for this test. We recommend using Wildlife. If that's the case, guys, let's just go and do the Wildlife Extreme. So starting A Gen 3, A Gen 2 Tensor. All right, let's just see how much we're gonna get. I do believe that the gap here is gonna be even higher. And now the tests are over. The S24 Ultra finished first. And let's just wait for the Tensor G4 on the Pixel. 4208 here, 3700 here with an average frame rate of 22, 1625, 22,000. Like I told you guys, here the gap is really crazy. Frame rate, average one only 12 FPS, 2000 is the overall score. I do believe that this is kind of the set reality. You can check here the battery and the frame rate, and indeed the Pixel starts to drop on the frame rate. So again, guys, if you want to play graphically intensive mobile games on your phone, just don't buy the Pixel 9 XL Pro because it's just not gonna work, right? And of course, guys, we need to also start Geekbench. This is also a test that a lot of people do. People call this Apple Bench for some reason. I don't know why. And now, guys, let's start the CPU benchmark. A Gen 2, A Gen 3, and the Tensor. Let's just start it, see how it's gonna go. And the S24 Ultra finished first. S23 Ultra is at 90%, and the Pixel 9 XL Pro is at 42%. Again, this was clear, so I'm not surprised at all. But anyway, what is interesting in this video is to just see how big this gap is. We are here at 45%, which is a bit crazy, right? The thing is, guys, Sonia, the Google product manager, said that they did not design the phone to perform well in specific benchmarks. It's not designed for speed and feeds, like she said it, like features, but for good everyday operation and keeping the battery alive. So the thing is, like, if this phone performs like this in the benchmarks, how good will it be for an everyday use? And I'm still testing it, so hopefully in the next week or two I'm going to be able to put up my full review there, because I need time with the phone. This is now my main driver, my main SIM card is there. Honestly, What you see here is a disaster in terms of how it compares to the other phones, but when you use it on a daily basis, it doesn't feel like this. So I do a lot of YouTube, I do emails, I read emails, work related, privately related. I do a lot of socials like Telegram and X whatsoever, Facebook, sometimes Insta. And for like lightweight usage like this, it's not a problem, right? Occasionally you can try to play a game. It's not going to be a great experience after some point, right? That's why if you want to just game on the phone, most probably just get another phone. And we're here with the Pixel. It really takes forever, and you can just see how inferior it is, single core score, and the multi-core score, it's not even close. So let's run the cross-platform test for storage and for memory, guys. Here we can clearly see, so 1 GBs almost here, almost the same, just a bit lower. And here, guys, only 284 megabytes per second. This is the sequential write. So what this test is doing, it's generating a data chunk, it's transferring to the phone back and forth, like writing to the memory, reading from the memory. Almost 1 GBs here, almost the same here for the sequential write. Sequential read 1.60, 1.37. Here, guys, you can see it is at least 3 times slower. The random read on the Pixel is 21 megabytes, 22 here, the highest one versus only 19. So at least something's bigger here. The memory copy, you can see 13 GBs, 12 and 8. Okay, so this is what storage and RAM is concerned. And the last benchmark is going to be Antutu, the latest version 10.3.3 running on all 3 phones. And you can check some of the previous results that I got. Let's initiate 8 Gen 3, 8 Gen 2, and let's start Tensor G4. All right, see how much we're gonna get at the end. As you can see, the S24 Ultra and the S23 Ultra are done with the test. The S24 Ultra scoring 1.5 million, almost 1.5 million here on the S23 Ultra, and we still have 14% to be done on the Pixel, so let's wait for this. Here it seems that the gap isn't so high, at least I hope so, but in the end the results will tell and we'll know more. And the Google Pixel 9 Pro XL is ready, scoring 741,000. So yeah, I was hoping that the gap is not so high, but it seems in terms of benchmarks, the Pixel is scoring almost like 50% lower all the time. But guys, remember what I said throughout the video. Does this really translate to the real day usage? Let's do a very short test. I have the same folder everywhere, all right? So let me just try to close all the applications. I'm gonna try to open these apps because again, Sonia, that is leading the Google Pixel product as a product manager, was saying, hey, listen, you know we have a pain point with opening apps. So let's see if this 50% lower result in the benchmarks can translate to opening apps. And I'm gonna start with Telegram, all right? Okay. It's hard to do it on 3 phones, but I try to do my best. So now let's start it on X. And you can feel it's a bit slow even when opening apps. Let's now try with Facebook. I'm gonna start here first. Okay, Facebook was a bit quicker. Okay. And now let's start with Messenger. The thing is, although, yeah, being even slower in apps opening, not all cases, right, you can still see that it is not 50% slower. So now let's try to open Instagram. I'm gonna do it here. All right. Yeah, but even with the fact that I'm starting it first on the Pixel, it is indeed slower compared to the other devices. So the thing is, guys, it's not 50% slower, but I do believe that it is, yeah, somewhere in between. So again, this will not translate in a real life situation. I guess it's not going to be like 50% slower, but it is noticeably slower. Let's try to open YouTube here. All right. So although you might not notice this so much in real life situation, it will be for sure slower, and I think this is kind of like the whole takeaway of the video. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Stay safe, VST over and bye.